practice, keep these guys off of us. It takes a while for our car to come in. So as long as they don't get us on the restart, we'll be fine.
Well, he knows, Glenn, that mired back in the pack, already up to 10th now, is Craig Biffle, and sooner or later that 60 is going to be in the rearview mirror.
Well, he is, but what he wants to see right now is green flag racing from here to the checkered flag. If Greg Biffle's going to catch him on the racetrack under green. Don't let him catch up on a caution flag. Biffle still has a lot of traffic to contend with. He's back in 10th place right now. If Scott can keep moving, look at Stacy Compton putting the move on him right now. Stacy's a little quicker.
Yeah, no sense in worrying about Biffle when you got Compton crawling all over you right now.
That's right, and it's so good to see Stacy Compton running well here. He has had a terrible year on the short tracks. His average finish short tracks this year is 23.2. That's what this man did. That's how he got to where he is. He was a great short track racer. They've had nothing but trouble. It's good to see Stacy running well.
Compton taking the lead as they come off of turn 2.
Chevrolet and a Pontiac up front right now. So the Chevy deal still working.
Before Stacy even got into NASCAR, he was a tremendous go-kart racer. Won 10 kart championships and more than 150 victories in some 9 years.
Yeah, this Stacy, of course, went on and ran in the NASCAR Track and Truck Series for a while. Very successful there.
Stacy Compton just trying to win the race here today, leading the Sam's Town 250, and the kicks. Oh, and Foyt is around in the 14.
No caution.
Larry Foyt spins the Harris 14, and we stay green. And Compton continues to lead.
Remember, his crew chief, Robert Barker, told us that it takes Scott's car just a little bit of time to come in. And we're starting to see that right now. He's starting to put a little pressure. Scott Wimmer is back on the leader, Stacy Compton.
Biffle challenging inside the top 10, almost to, let's see, right now, he's just about to challenge for 5th, isn't he?
Yeah, that's Brian Vickers in the 40 car there. And remember, I told you a while ago, he was almost 4 seconds behind. Vickers is only 2.12 seconds behind, so he's already made up a couple seconds on the leader, Stacy Compton, while he's working traffic.
Here's that fight for 5th. Vickers in the 40. And Biffle gets to the inside of him, and that's going to go away.
Yeah, Vickers' car would not stay down on the bottom. In fact, he worked up the racetrack. He's having to run a much higher line there than what Biffle was running. So that opened the door for Greg to drive right under and take over that 5th place position.
Well, Vickers is actually doing a nice job here today. It's his first race at Memphis. In fact, he never tested here in the 40.
Look at Ron Hornet. They take the position for Mike McLaughlin there. He is taking over the 7th position.
At 7th, 8th, 9th.
You see Johnny Sauter taking the peak there. He is trying to get under Mike McLaughlin in the 18th car as well.
It might need some good runs because he's not 100% sure on what he's going to be doing next year.
No, he doesn't know that he has a full-time ride yet next year or not. Some changes at Joe Gibbs Racing there. It's for certain that Mike will not be in the NBRA sponsorship.
Surprised to see it. Oh, and look at this. Now, Wimmer back out in front, getting around Compton.
Just like his crew chief said, takes a few laps to come in, then the car is really good. Now, this is what Scott Wimmer wants. Clean racetrack in front of him, Greg Biffle behind him.
Now, mathematically, the championship could not end today, but could this be the stake that drives right through the heart of their emotional chances?
Yeah, he's got the pierce of the point in the chest right now, yeah. If he can't get up into the top 10.
Let's check our ACW standings as if the race ended right now. That'll be all the way 236 points. It was 168 coming in, and as we said earlier, just 2 races ago, it was only 35.
What that means is you got to make up 59 points per race over the next 4 races. That's not going to happen.
200 points Craig Biffle would have gained in the last 3 races on Jason Kelly. And with the way this race car is running, as he's reeled right into the backside of Scott Wimmer.
Ball has a new meaning for Jason Kelly. Falling right out of the race.
Right to the inside of him goes Biffle, and he is around and back out in front. So much for that.
Yeah. See you, Greg. So long. He's going to check out now.
After those last round of pit stops, he had fallen all the way back to, what was it, about 12th place?
12th place.
And now here he is right back out in the lead.
He did it all under green conditions on the racetrack. No help from a caution flag. Just simply drove through the field and went back to the front of the track, to the front of the pack.
Fire erupting from underneath Greg Biffle's car. We are under caution again. Believe it or not, Greg Biffle is in the wall after a spectacular run here today at Memphis. And the heat isn't going to be just underneath the car. I am sure he is going to be extremely hot under the collar, Glenn.
Oh, no doubt. He was going into turn one. Watch this. Watch what happens. He's going to go by and put a lap on Lowell Bennett. There's several laps down. Watch him come in and watch Bennett go right up the racetrack. Boom! Comes way up the racetrack and just clobbers Greg. Into the wall he goes. Out of the lead. More than likely out of the race. That's a hard hit.
And that's the one thing, Glenn, that you can't count on. We talked about the battle for the championship. And the one thing that Greg Biffle couldn't factor into it today is an incident just like that. That puts Jason Keller right back in the hunt.
Absolutely. The inexperience of another driver. Greg waves to the fans there to let them know he's okay. Left under his own power. But, man, what a heartbreaker. I mean, there was no way anybody was going to catch him. Wow, things change in a hurry.
That's Randy Goss out there, the crew chief, trying to see if there's anything they can do. As you're inside the car right now, you can see all the smoke from the onboard camera.
Yeah, the fire that erupted, Greg was trying to start the car, and evidently it broke the fuel pump when it hit because of the fire. The fuel was running out of the car there. So Greg just shut it off and jumped out. I'm sure.
To Mark Garrow.
I'm here with Greg Biffle, who just walked away from his car.
Infield care, we're trying to fix it.
His crew chief, Randy Goss, right now instructing him he'll have to go to the infield care center in a moment. But first, Greg, unbelievable turn of events. What happened?
I really don't know. I left that lap car plenty of room, I thought, coming in the corner there. I'm not really sure what happened. I really don't know. It was a pretty hard hit. It rang my bell pretty good, but I'm all right. I don't know what happened.
How disappointed are you in the fact that you could have put a final nail perhaps in the coffin of Jason Keller's chances to win the championship today? He was struggling back in 17.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating, but that stuff will happen, you know, that's why we call it racing.
We are under caution here today at Memphis Motorsports Park as race leader Greg Biffle, who had a 238-point lead if the race had finished just prior to this. Watch this. He takes the lead, and then this contact knocks him out. A vicious impact. Craig was able to climb out and walk down off the racetrack. But Glenn, it was 238 points if the race had finished just prior to that stop between him and Jason Keller. And now Greg is out, Keller's up to 8th, and the points chase is turned upside down again.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Jason Keller, as we said, Mark Garrow, has closed that points gap right back up.
A remarkable turn of events for the Albertsons Ford team. You guys were all hangdog. You were sad. Things weren't going your way. Then this. Everybody seems pumped up again. What's your strategy from here on out?
We're stuck with what we got to the end. We've used up our tires. We've missed it today. I mean, I hate it for the 60 car. I mean, them guys worked hard. They came out here and tested, and they had the car to beat. I didn't see what happened. I just looked up and saw him in the corner, and I hate it for them guys. We're all friends. We're in this. You know, when you're running for a championship, you want to race them guys for it. You don't want anything to happen to them. You don't want anything to happen to you. And they had us beat today, but this Albertsons Ford bunch, they've hung in there. We'll see what we get out of it.
What's wrong with your car?
We missed through the center. These guys are killing us. Getting the front tires heated up, and then we can't turn through the center like we need to. It makes it loose up off. We've adjusted on it, but track positions killed us. Like I say, I hate that happened to Randy and all them guys.
Jason Keller's crew chief, Steve Addington, will now climb aboard the pit box to watch the remaining laps.
With 40 to go, Mark. And Scott Wimmer is in the lead, but Hornaday is challenging on the outside. Hornaday by a nose as they go back into turn 1. Johnny Sauter in the blue number 2 runs along in 3rd.
Now remember, Wimmer's car, the longer he runs, the better it gets. And so Hornaday was able to get him on the restart, but I don't think that he'll be able to stay up there. I think Scott Wimmer's car, after about 10 laps, is going to be too strong for him.
The 4th car in line is Kenny Wallace in the 48, and Kenny is actually 2 laps down in 25th position, so he moves high to try to allow the leaders through. Look at Kenny waving them by. Classy act. Coy Gibbs up to 5th.
We got some guys having great runs out there. Coy Gibbs in 5th, Tim Sauter in 4th, his brother Johnny in 3rd. Got some good runs going on out there.
And the man that's leading the All-Pro points, Bruderman up to 6th position in the 87. Glenn, we hear a lot about hand signals on big super speedways, but just as active here on the short track as Kenny Wallace waves Coy Gibbs by.
Well, what he's telling Gibbs there is go by him on the inside. Kenny's car is a little bit loose up high, so he sticks the hand out the window and says, yeah, come on by, man. I'm not going to race you here. Kenny's had a handful today. And that's good to know from a driver's standpoint. You're coming up on a guy, you're like, well, which way is he going? What's he going to do? And he motions out the window, like, come by me on this side, man. So then you know that it's not going to cut down.
Now we know Wimmer's car takes a little while to warm up. How many laps do you think it'll take before he's really up to speed?
What we saw a while ago on the last restart when Hornaday got by him and drove away just a little bit was about 10 laps. So I think by about lap 220, 222 that Scott should be able to contend, if not sooner. He's already closed the gap back up onto the rear deck.
Wimmer really coming on strong as they come off of turn 4.
This is where a driver has to be very, very patient. You know you got a good race car. Don't abuse it. Take your time. You know that when the tires come in, you're going to be quicker. Don't do anything foolish right now.
And you can see Hornaday pushing wide off of the corner, and here comes Wimmer. He's got it.
Very careful not to get the car out of shape, Ralph. He hasn't spun the rear tires. Got some damage on Johnny Sauter, the number 2 there on the left side of his car. He's gotten into something, but somebody got into him.
There's Keller is up into this now, Glenn. He's up to 7.
Well, he's actually just moved up to 6th, Ralph. He's right behind Mr. You see Tim Sauter in the 19 there. Jason Keller's trying to get under him.
That's Parker trying to get inside of him as well in the 36.
Jason just can't hold him off.
That's 6th, 7th, 8th position going on there.
The 12 car you saw up high there was Kerry Earnhardt trying to take position. He got way up high.
Johnny Sauter trying to get inside of Ron Hornaday for 2nd down into turn 1.
Johnny.
Hang on, Johnny! Around he goes.
Man.
Boy, he ran it in there deep. No caution.
Yeah.
Yes, caution is now out as Sauter continues away.
There'll be 5 to go when they take the caution flag. Man, that's too bad. That's going to cost them a top 5 finish.
And you can see all the damage to the left side of that car.
It should be that there was something that was damaged in the car that made the car turn around like that.
Let's take a look at this replay. Boy, he really drove it deep into 1.
Yeah, he did. He's got a good line there. Look at this. Good hard run. Nah, he just got to turn too hard.
Did I see Hornaday pointing out the side of the car there?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see if we can take a look at it again. Now watch the driver's side window of Ron Hornaday's 26 when we take another look at this replay, just as they're going into turn number 1. Right there. See him?
Well,
pointing out right there.
Yeah, he's motioning to Sauter to stay up to go by on the inside, I guess. Ron's got a problem of some sort because he had lost a lot of ground to Scott Wimmer.
And he is way up on the outside, too.
Yeah.
He was giving Johnny plenty of room.
Yeah, I think that's what he was doing, was just telling him to go by on the inside. Johnny just couldn't do it.
So do we think that maybe Johnny's car, due to the damage, couldn't handle it, or Johnny was just almost saw the gap and just really charged in there and just went in too deep?
Well, I think it might be a combination of both. It's hard to speculate that there was something wrong with the car. They're going to change right side tires right now. They're at the back of the pack anyway. But he did have some damage on the left side of the car, and he did drive it awfully hard down in the turn. And really, pretty flat down there at the bottom of this racetrack. It looks like he just lost the bite in the car and the back end turned around on him.
And he certainly wasn't expecting Hornaday to wave him by in a battle for position this close to the finish.
No.
Let's watch from Hank Parker's camera now, the driver, the number 36. Just slipped to the inside, didn't it? Hank is in 5th position right now.
And also what this did was behind that, very close behind that, was Jason Keller running for the championship. He got way back out of, got way out of the gas and lost 3 spots. He had gotten up to 7th, and now he's all the way back to 10th.
Clay Dale's number 09 is done. And Glenn, how about Jamie McMurray in the 27? Wins his first Cup race last week in Charlotte. Comes here, has to take a provisional, starts deep in the field, and he's up to 3rd.
Started 37th, moved all the way up to 3rd now. He's had some help, though, with some of the problems with the other cars, but Jamie's kept his nose clean pretty much all day. He's run a good, solid, clean race, and it paid off for him. He's up in 3rd position. And if Hornaday has a problem, then he's going to get all the way to 2nd.
Exactly. And we're set to go back to green one more time.
Single file restart because we're under 10 laps to go.
Green flag. McMurray trying to get around Hornaday. Trying to get just inside of him. Here comes Jamie McMurray down the backstretch. That'll help Wimmer. Contact as they go through 3 and 4. McMurray gets into 2nd. Compton tries to come with him. He'll go to 2nd. Meanwhile, Wimmer is pulling away.
Yeah, white flag's out for Scott Wimmer. This is going to be it. He's got a 6 or 8 car in the lead.
Scott Wimmer down the back straightaway as a battle for 2nd rages on. It'll be his 2nd career NASCAR Busch Series victory, his 2nd win in 2002. Scott Wimmer wins the Samstown 250 in Memphis. Stacy Compton hangs on for 2nd as the crew celebrates in the Wimmer pit. His first victory on a true short track, the other one coming at Dover back in September.
We talked earlier in the broadcast, Ralph, about how good that he had been on the short tracks. He had the best average finish coming into this race, going out of this race. Scott Wimmer will have the best average finish on short tracks in the NASCAR Busch Series this year.
And how about Ron Hornaday, the Dr. Pepper 26, led this race for many laps, running in the top 3 most of the afternoon. He'll end up 7th as the car went away at the very end. Jason Keller, he will come home in 10th place, Glenn.
Yeah, he had a real opportunity, I thought, there at the end to get up to 5th, but still, he did what he had to do. Once Biffle had his problems, Jason kept his car out of trouble and came home with a top 10 finish, cut the points lead by down to about 100 points now.
Ron Hornaday sits inside of his car unbuckling as Scott Wimmer celebrates on the front straightaway his 2nd career Busch Series victory. And the crew is all around him. Craig Biffle, by the way, finished 34th today. There's Scott. The helmet is off. And that last restart, he didn't have to wait for the car to come back around, Glenn. He was able to just get it out front while that battle for 2nd raged on.
Yeah, with Hornaday having his problem, whatever it was, Scott was able just to drive away there. And it's fortunate for him that Ron was having a problem. There we see Ron Hornaday, because he had been able to get under him almost on every restart prior to that. But
to Mark Garrow in victory lane.
Scott Wimmer standing on top of that Bill Davis trucking machine, and we're getting sprayed with the Budweiser and Gatorade shower. Scott, big smile. I got to tell you, on that burnout, you came about 1 inch from smashing this car after the race was over.
Yeah, this is one of our best cars. This is our short track car, and proud of Bill Davis. You know, no sponsor, and we're winning races. And Ron Hornaday, what a race car driver. Racing me hard, racing me clean. That was a lot of fun. Just real proud to be here.
Talk about the battle with Ron Hornaday. You guys were back and forth a number of times.
Yeah, he's just a king on restarts, and I got some stuff to learn yet. He's awful good on them, but we had that last one. That's when it counted, and got ourselves another win.
Near miss at Bristol. Now you put 2 victories up on the column.
Yeah, you know, Brad Thrower gives us great engines all year long. We just had a little bad streak of luck there, but we're a great race team. Brad Thrower's got great engines. Bill Davis, great car owner. We're gonna be good for the rest of the year here.
You know what, Scott? You're a great race driver too. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back up to Ralph Shaheen and Glenn Jarrett.
Let's take a look at the Busch Series point standings now. After 30 of the 34 races have been completed, Greg Biffle continues to lead, but Jason Keller with his top 10 today closes the gap to win 105. Scott Wimmer with the win sits in third. Not mathematically completely out of it yet, but pretty much it's going to be a battle between Biffle and Keller to the finish. And there are the unofficial results. Wimmer the winner, Compton, McMurray, Parker, Kerry Earnhardt. We didn't talk much about